What the hell was that? Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Far from possessing the talents of Sarah Hawkins, Sanders drew a dagger with a tortured form down to the smallest detail. The guard carries a strange esoteric symbol, a recurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. Wonder if this is gonna be any helpful. Thought maybe we need... Oh shit, there he is. Thought maybe we need to do something with the painting.
Damn. This dagger looks different.
Oh no. Looks like the Shambler's getting stuck now. Go away, dude, go away. Just one more second. Okay, let's try. Oh, shit, I think... Deregisters again. He didn't. There he is. Shit. Gonna get past him. I'm sure we need to go to the painting. I think now he definitely got our scent. Yeah, there he is again. Okay. Give him a couple of seconds. I wonder whether I should just bolt. Just try. It looks like if I don't directly look at him, I might be right. Oh, look, the dagger's glowing now. Oh, shit. Oh no. Do it.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Holy shit. And with this, welcome back to episode 8 of Call of Cthulhu. That took me a number of attempts, and I hope I managed to do a somewhat decent job in cutting the different bits and pieces together. But yeah, I had, I don't know, I think at least 6-7 attempts or something like this, until I finally figured out what I needed to do, and multiple deaths. I think maybe even more than that. Anyhow, the Shambler is banished, for now, back into the painting, and as you could see, we were just about to essentially cut off our own hand, until something pulled us back into reality, and now we're here. I was attacked by a creature, occultism professional. Oh, not high enough. No, I just drank a bit too much. Okay, I was attacked by a creature.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
Oh. She doesn't think we're crazy. You didn't hear anything. You knew about the monster. You must have noticed the state of my arm. You didn't hear anything?
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't hear a thing.
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
I think he was the guy in the bar, right? The one with the burn marks or tattoos. And you give me this information free of charge? I really should talk to this Drake. Hey, hang on a second.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the nameless bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. That does not bode too well.
Where is the bookseller?
That is a good question, but my, what an interesting store. Tons of books. Hopefully there's something interesting here for us.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists, describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Medicine. We'll take it. This looks super interesting, but we can't do anything with it. Let's go through those bookshelves here. See if there's anything for us. Hello.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Volume 4. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head, because it holds the truth. Oh, 20,000 Leagues again, but we have this book already. I wonder if one didn't pick it up earlier, if this would be an opportunity to get it now. I think that would be... Oh, there's more. I think that would be kind of cool. That looks like something smashed on the floor. Interesting drawings on the wall. I tried to really optimize the game, but I feel there's still just a little bit like the faintest bit of stuttering. Anyhow. Oh. Our green question mark is flashing again. So he's clearly interested in the human mind, anatomy. Oh, that looks odd. A bit like a chimpanzee or something similar. Book on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 1. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. Medicine. This was not... Oh, there we go. What's
A
this?
strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
In the shape of a dog. A dog with wings. A strange amulet. The pendant is in the shape of a large dog. I don't know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookstore. Alright. The Hound. We'll consult the diary again in a little bit. I just wanna go on and search for a while. Another big painting. I recognize this one. Alchemy. Oh. Hang on a second, how can I... Hello, there is something there, but I can't do anything with it. Oh, look at that. Dead rats and bugs and some weird dark goo there. Can we not take the crowbar and just move this a little bit further? But it doesn't seem to let us. Okay. Let me continue with my looking around then.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Clearly. Some blood splatters. Bones. Interesting.
To whom does this footprint belong?
Interesting. What do we have here?
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
True. There's a smashed plate. Nothing further here to be found. Back into this room then. Oh.
What killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Either is convinced that he won't get caught.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Oh, well, looks like a pentagram with an additional circle in the middle. Oh.
What the? Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Interesting.
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
That's a book. What is this weird, like, ripple in the matrix right now? What is happening?
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Okay, looks like we got everything. Game is saved. Let's consult the diary quickly. There was a number of things here. So we have 2 CP, that's not enough. Sanity. Meet the Shambler. It is in Francis Sander's private gallery that Pierce discovers the identity of the Shambler, a huge artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. When Pierce approached it, a creature burst forth from the painting and immediately chased after him. This beast from another dimension has such a hold on the mind of a person who finds himself in its presence that a simple glance in its direction is enough for Pierce to lose some sanity. Pierce finally managed to send the Shambler back into the painting, using a dagger engraved with a strange symbol. But this encounter has left its mark on the psyche of the investigator. Still under the influence of the creature, he almost stabbed his own hand. Yeah, I think we had everything else. Pierce read an ancient treatise, the Malleus Bestiarum. This bestiary makes an inventory of numerous creatures from the occult world of parallel dimensions. The very nature of his knowledge makes it an unholy book. By reading it, Pierce lost some of his sanity. Wow. Yeah, so our sanity really suffered. What else did we have here? Places. Sanders' residence. The Sanders house, all in shades of red and in gold, is impressive, but nothing matches the private gallery of Francis Sanders. The place is huge and entirely dedicated to his passion for troubling and macabre works. Defaced figures of virgins, sacrificial daggers, statues of monsters, and the painting that led him to his demise takes center stage. The Shambler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, a close friend of the couple. What happened in this room? I will never be able to forget it. The Nameless Bookstore. I've never seen such a collection of works on magic and occultism. Algernon Drake, the owner, prides himself on being a luminary in the study of esoteric phenomena. The library was ransacked during an attempted burglary. It holds numerous rare or forbidden works. Its back room houses a safe protected by an ancient symbol. Oh wow, there's quite a few things here. I'm just realizing, because I've made so many different attempts, in the room where the Shambler was, I found another piece of paper, and I think now when I managed to finally got him back into the painting, I think in this attempt I didn't look at the paper. Oh well, maybe we can go back again at some point. The dimensional Shambler comes from a dark and inhospitable dimension, where the rarity of food sources keeps it in a state of permanent starvation. This is why it is in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on its inhabitants. Make sure you never weaken the whales of your dimension. Otherwise, you risk attracting this very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor itself in your dimension, and to allow it to rip you open with its claws. Extract taken from the Malleus Bestiarum by Abigail G. Malleus Bestiarum. Men will gather the knowledge through the lines dictated to me by the great old ones, but also in other volumes. The visions that assail me whisper me names and silhouettes of mystical creatures. Soon the Malleus Monstrorum repository? Good thing that I can really read today. Repository of all anatomical, cosmic, and dimensional knowledge will be seen as the authoritative work. This book, unholy among the most cursed books, will one day be the final rampart between man and the predators that are waiting to devour him, hidden behind the veils of parallel dimensions. Extract taken from the Malleus Bestiarum by Abigail G. Dagger of the Ancients. This exceptional dagger of Ottoman origin probably dates from the 16th century. It bears the Elder Sign on its hilt. It, apparently, belonged to Pargali Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier at the court of Suleiman the Magnificent. Legend tells that Pargali used the symbol on the dagger to protect the court from a creature that haunted the mirrors of the palace. What is certain is that Suleiman had his vizier executed. Did he fear him after his demonstration of power? Extract from Art and Mysticism, Francis Sanders, Forgotten Objects. Painting of the Shambler. The painting was exposed in Francis Sanders' gallery, but I think that the creature no longer requires it for movement. It went to hunt down Sanders in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. I do not know where it comes from, but one thing is sure. It's starving. Did I succeed in sending it back to its world? I am not sure. Extract from the notebook of Edward Pierce, private detective. The Hound. Do not make the mistake of taking this jewel for an inanimate object. The soul of a powerful sorcerer, devourer of bodies of the Leng cult, a sect from Central Asia, lies in this jade amulet. His very characteristic form, a massive hunting dog, represents the transformation of the sorcerer into a man-eating ghoul. Whoever unearths the amulet and wears it around his neck is at risk of the sorcerer's wrath. The latter will return in the shape of a formidable hunter to track and dismember all defilers. Extract taken from the Malleus Bestiarum. Okay, so we got a lot of information because we read that book, but we clearly also inadvertently shaped our future by reading it. Oh, I thought I had read this one. Chapter 7, The Burglary. The nameless bookstore's burglar came through the door. A bit further, some knocked over objects allowed the trail to be followed into the back room. There, the mess next to the safe confirms the person's aim. However, there is no material evidence to support my hunch as to the identity of the burglar. Charles Hawkins did indeed appear to me, as well as the star symbol on the door of the safe. I cannot determine if the presence of Sarah Hawkins in my projections is the result of the unconscious work of my mind, or whether it proves that the case obsesses me. Well, a slow descent into madness, isn't it? The Breviary of Medicine, we found some more sleeping pills, the ancient amulet, the Amerindian, Diary of the Pastor's Wife 3, the Whale and the Cod, Dissertation of an Anatomical Question, Malleus Bestiarum, Volume 2, The Interpretation of Dreams, Diary of the Pastor's Wife, Volume 4, Handbook of Anatomy and Dissection, and Amulet in the Shape of a Dog. Nice. I think that sums up everything. We have 2 CP, but that's not enough to change anything here. Oh, hello.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
How to find the combination. Oh, that's also one thing that I just remember. At the Sanders residence, there was a piano. Shame. Maybe I didn't look properly enough. I didn't figure out what the code was. I'm sure you can do something with it. Otherwise, a game like this wouldn't allow you to play it. Anyhow, Drake's memories. A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines, and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine, can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If, by chance, a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you, nor to suffer from your actions. Hey, Drake. Okay. Open the safe, it says. Cool. So we need to find 3 cylinders. We haven't found a single one just yet, right?
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Well, clearly. The key of R'lyeh.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips off to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Oh, that's the same pentagram with the little circle in the middle. Oh. Drake. Potential buyers. 5 are already crossed off. Drake was the last one. Key of R'lyeh file. The Kegley Museum of Egyptian Wonders closes its doors. Holland's problem. It's over, boys. Okay. Well. Some drawings. It looks a little bit like an early Da Vinci, maybe? Something along those lines. Let's see, is there anything else here? Like an alchemy. Oh, wow. There is a lot to go through.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
The Prophecies. Arkham Anthology, Volume 6. The Prophecies. A collection of long-term astrological predictions, written in verse. Written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leone and Theophilus Whitebridge. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Volume 8, Massa di Requiem per Shugai. Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Chieti Brodighera, an infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works. Okay, here we have that, and this is another one.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
4. The Key of Solomon. A book of spells, supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon, that contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Re-edition by Claudia D. Waits, based on L. W. de Lawrence's original. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology. Okay, so... Wait. What was
Arkham
this?
Editions.
6.
How many volumes are there in this
8,
collection? Another volume by
4.
Arkham Editions.
684. So there's some numericals.
Arkham Editions.
9.
Never heard of him.
Azathoth and Other Horrors. A collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. Right.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
7. Isis Unveiled. A book of esoteric philosophy and a key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement, written by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. This volume is part of the Arkham. Yeah, I can't get any higher than that. And I think that's it.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
2. Written by Hermes Trismegistus, translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coppelius. This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, popular text among 16th century alchemists. Alchemy. This volume is part. I think we need to find which ones are the correct ones.
Arkham Editions.
Yeah, 3.
Never heard of him.
Things That Should Not Be. A collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends, written by Albert Wilmoth, professor at Miskatonic University. Oh, this could be one that was mentioned earlier.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
And 1. Oera Linda, an ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that, in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people and, moreover, that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language. Okay. There was a hint that said something like where Greek... Something with Greek, where it meets Greek something. Oh, wow. Oh. Hello? Cylinders.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Oh yes, we will in just a second. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection Book 2. Precisely illustrated with as much detail as the first volume. This book focuses on healing surgeries, specific to malformations and motor disorders. Medicine is updating. Very nice. Oh, what's this? Would you read the book? Read the book.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Oh wow. Maleus Bestiarum. Look at that, Mr. Shambler. In the flesh. This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I have never heard of. Divinities from the stars. Creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as the reference work on the bestiary of the myth, without giving details on the mythology to which it refers. Its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. Alright, we are progressing. I need to quickly check how I turn off the lamp again. Oh, I think I know. Was it the middle? Yeah, it was the middle mouse controller. Okay. Breviary of Medicine, Tome 3. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. More medicine. We'll take it. I think this is it. History of Darkwater, Volume 2. Puritan colony, led by Reverend John Wickwood, settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Nightmares and deviant behaviors already back then, yeah? Open the safe. I will. certainly will. Okay, that was just for the lamp. Oh, that's one of the machine. I think that's where we can...
Things are not looking good.
Well, depends on from which perspective you're looking at. Black or white.
Things are not looking good.
This is like in so many puzzle games, you have like a chessboard and certain positions are from key and riddles, etc.
A kind of chalice.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motive? Oh. 1, 2, 3. Could be. It's always the same, right? 2 emeralds, 1 ruby, and 1 sapphire. Okay. Anything else here? History of Darkwater, Volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because, up till then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Yeah, we've heard that story before. Okay. I guess this is it. Oh, we're still missing 1 cylinder. W and S navigate. Oh no. And then E listen.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Sorry, I need to listen to this again.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold.
That's the
To be
goblet.
the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
Okay, chessboard.
Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay. Okay, we probably have to count the rubies. So the red gemstones on the goblet. This has something to do with the chessboard. I need to listen to this one again as well.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the
Yeah.
gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
It could be that we need to discern how many more turns until checkmate, or we just simply count how many remaining white figures, apart from the queen, are on the board. We'll have to try that. And then the third one.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Volume 9. I think this one is probably the most straightforward, so let me just put down the 9 as the third number. But the other two... Let's see. So the goblet.
The chalice of knowledge.
Okay, if I... So this is the middle one in the center, if those are so. So if we take this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5. And then, apart from the queen, there's only 3 more figurines. I'm just gonna try this. So that would be 539, sorry. A bit too far there. 539. Although 7.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
It was this one, 9. Azathoth and the Other Horrors. Collection of poems. It was published in 1908. It was only 18 years old. So there's 2 numbers in here. Well, let's see. 1908. AD, change lock, and then WS rotate, and then E validate. So the first one we said would be 539, right? Five. Would you look at that? Looks like one of the paintings that we saw. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside. Irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Oh my god, so many things. So we're back at the Riverside Institute. We see Fuller over there in the end, the doctor, and he's arguing clearly with Captain Fitzroy. But also, are we now Mary Colden? She was the doctor that allowed us to flee in the last attempt when we were in the Riverside Institute. And then they referred to this patient as Mr. Blake. And we know that when we were at Irene Sanders' residence, she referred to Kat as Mrs. Blake. Oh my goodness. Anyhow, the game was saved and we've managed to do quite a bit, so I will pause here for the time being. Thank you so much for joining me again. Thank you for watching. I hope I will see you again on episode 9 of Let's Play Call of Cthulhu. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your day and please look after yourself. Bye bye.